right, welcome back. We're going to yeehaw our way into topic 16, which is our first topic of the year on geometry. Okay? In order to do so, in order to get to further some of the shapes we're going to get to, and some of the angles we're going to get to, we need to first establish a baseline of common language we're going to use, as well as understanding what these shapes, these angles are made out of, their parts. Okay, so there are 6 main parts we're going to talk about right now. It's going to be super simple. I'm going to give you an example, draw you an example, and then I'm just going to kind of explain what it is, and we'll move on. It's going to be a very short video. Topic 16-1, points, lines, and planes. Okay? All right, so the first of which is a point, and this represents a single fixed point in space. Okay? And there you go. It's just represented by a dot, okay? It's not a period, this is a point. And when I say space, I don't necessarily literally mean outer space. But here we are. So this is a point. And as we get further into the chapter, you will see more of this. Okay, the next of which is a line, okay? Now a line, typically when we think of a line, we think of a little section straight. Okay, but in this one, by definition, a line goes on infinitely in both directions, meaning it never ends. And that's represented by the arrows. Okay, so when you see, in geometric terms, when you see something with little arrows at the end of it, that means that arrow is pointing on to infinity, never ending. Okay, so I'm just going to add down here infinite, okay? And then it's represented by the little arrows, all right? So a true line goes on, never stops. And then our third one is a plane or a planar surface, okay? This represents basically a two-dimensional side to a shape, okay? But it also goes on infinitely. So let me show you. So we've got our 4 sides here, but the sides, they're infinitely large. They never stop, okay? If it was a wall, you could never climb over it, go around it, go under it. It's just never stopping, okay? So that is a plane shape right there, all right? Now, let's dig a little deeper into the lines, okay? We're going to look at 3 different interactions between lines, okay? The first interaction we have between lines will be parallel lines, okay? And parallel lines, okay, remember we're talking about lines, so they will go on infinitely. Parallel lines remain, here's a key word here, equidistant, meaning they're always the same distance apart. They never get closer, they never get further apart. They remain equidistant, equal distance, infinitely. They never touch, they never go away from each other. They just remain side by side at the same distance. Whatever that distance is, they remain side by side forever. Next, we have intersecting lines, okay? If you think when you're sitting in the car while your parents are driving, you go to the intersection. That's where 2 roads meet. Intersecting lines are where 2 lines meet. Okay? And these 2 lines, they meet once and then keep going infinitely on their own little merry way. Okay? And then lastly, we have perpendicular, which is a type of intersecting, but a specific type. When lines are perpendicular to each other, they intersect at a perfect right angle, or 90 degrees all the way around. Okay? So these lines intersect, but they're not perfectly square. They're angled. Perpendicular lines, perfectly square, and then they're often represented by a little square drawn there. Okay, so again, parallel, equidistant, never change, infinite. Intersecting, intersect once, go their happy ways. Perpendicular lines, they do intersect just the one time, but they do so at a perfect 90-degree angle, forming a square. All right? Well, that's it for this video, y'all. Let's get ready to get to the next one.